Hello everyone and welcome back to Maple Leaf Reviews. I'm your host Jeffrey.
And I am Jacob.
And today we're doing another before and after where we take a look at our game before and after our very first play, giving you our
expectations before we've ever even played the game, followed by our first impressions immediately after only one play.
And today that game is the Oracle of Delphi?
Delphi, yeah.
Something like that.
I think it's Delphi.
The new Stefan Feld game.
Right.
Picked this one up at Essen. My wife is a much bigger Stefan Feld fan than what I am.
Right.
I've played a few of his games. I find most of them to be good, okay-ish. My favorite prior to this is Bruges.
Okay.
And he's known for point salad style games. This one's very different.
Yeah, it's huge point salad in this game. The first person to 1 point is the winner.
Or you could just call it a racing game.
Or a racing game.
Because that's all you're doing. You're starting off, you're racing out to complete these different tasks for Zeus. Everyone has basically the same task to perform.
Yep.
And the first person to get it all done and get back to Zeus is going to be the winner.
Right.
And that's it. There's no going here to get 3 points, no going there to get 4 points. Oh, I'll do a little bit of this, I'll get 5 points. It's just race out, the first to get it done and get back is the winner.
Right. And the tasks are fairly simple. It's some pick up and deliver. You go here, grab this thing, drop it off over here.
Yep.
However, there is combat as well in the game with some die rolling.
Yeah,
so that's going to be... I think I might have an issue with that in a racing game where it comes down to luck fighting a monster.
Right, but you can always... in this one, the mitigation factor doesn't seem too convoluted.
Right.
You can just spend extra favor tiles, which they seem pretty easy to get.
Yeah, you might be getting them in abundance. I don't know yet.
But I think it's interesting that a Euro game with dice rolling combat.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second one that I've played this year, from what I picked up at Essen. The other one being A Feast for Odin.
Okay.
Also has dice rolling combat in it. So I just think it's interesting. A Euro game with dice rolling combat.
Right. It's a little strange.
So I'm not sure how I'll feel about it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like generally you're at the mercy of the dice in this game because you're using dice for movement as well and for taking actions. And again, like you said, you can mitigate those dice. But if they're just not rolling for you and maybe it's on the opposite side of the board, so mitigation is going to be stronger or harder for you to get it all the way to the color you need. It'll be interesting to see, but I feel like that might not work in a racing atmosphere.
Right. The other thing that I found interesting and excited me a little bit about this game is the fact that you're basically, you have a little bit of a special power.
Right.
You start off with a ship tile, and I looked at yours, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, you get to hold double the stuff, so you're picking up and delivering a lot better.
Yeah.
And then when we showed my tile, I just, zoom up with the gods, right away, and I can cycle through them quicker.
Yeah.
That was like, whoa, that's huge.
It's a huge power, yeah. I thought it was going to be more powerful than it was because when you move up from the 0 spot, you move up to the player count, right?
Right.
So you're just one step ahead on the gods with all of them, and then every time you refresh them, you're one step ahead again.
Yeah.
So if you're using the gods a lot, your power is going to be very beneficial.
Yeah, so I think there might be a little bit of trying to play towards that strength that you have in your race, because obviously that's your one leg up that you have against your opponents.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm not really sure yet going into this. My expectations are they're not too high, they're not too low. I think it just might be a good, okay-ish game, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not expecting too much player interaction. I think the only real player interaction in this game is going to be maybe getting to, because you always have to, for pickup and delivery, there's 2 items that need to be picked up and delivered, one per player.
Yeah.
So you're obviously going to want to get the one that's closer to the location. that you need to deliver to. So it's just going to be trying to sneak in there and grab something that you see someone going for before they can get there. That's the only real player interaction I see.
You want to try and get the juicier spots so you don't have to travel as far. Yeah, that's probably going to be the most player interaction, other than just maybe talking to each other about things other than the game.
Right.
So yeah, let's get it to the table. We'll get it played, and we'll come back and we'll see what we think of the Oracle of Delphi.
All right, we'll see in a second.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We just finished the Oracle of Delphi.
Or Delphi.
Delphi. Who knows? Now, I'm very interested to see what you think of this game.
Right.
But I'll kind of just jump in first. I'm not quite 100% sure yet, but I think this might be my favorite Steffenfeld game. Like, no joke. I like the fact that it's not a point salad style game.
Okay.
I know throughout the game, I felt like I was very far ahead.
Oh, yeah, you were.
The entire game. Yeah. And you probably felt that you were very far behind.
Yeah.
But you actually ended up winning.
That's right.
We both got back to the Zeus at the end of the game, and you won by the first tiebreaker.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. It's just kind of chaotic madness. There's like so much that you can do in the game that it's hard to gauge what someone is capable of on their turn. So you can't really look at them and go, okay, how am I going to stop them? How am I going to get there before them? On the last turn, it came down to luck with me winning.
Yeah,
honestly.
There was like a couple. You needed to roll. You had to fight a monster.
I had to fight 2 monsters.
Yeah.
And I had to roll 5 or higher on
both
a D10 both times. And I only had 1 shot at doing both of those rolls, and succeeded both times. So I got those. The rewards that came out that I got from beating those monsters allowed me to flip over another tile, which gave me 2 cards, which was enough for a tiebreaker. And then the other tiebreaker was for favor with Zeus. And the other special ability I got was if I rolled a sun icon when I rolled my 3 dice for the end of the round, I would get 2 favor as well. So I rolled that. I got the 2 favor, which matched Jeffrey for the tie, and then the oracles for the tiebreaker.
Yeah. So
it was just all random luck.
Well, I thought it was tight though. Like we both were able to get to the end on the same turn.
Yeah.
Which, like, if there was a lot more luck in the game, I feel like that wouldn't be possible. Now, granted, so we played the game once, just 2-player. The first game took us an hour.
Right.
So the fact that we both got to the end at the same turn might just be complete coincidence.
Could be.
Like on subsequent plays, maybe someone's not even close and someone gets to the end. But it just seemed like we were at the end, anyways. We both got there on the same turn, which I thought was just crazy.
Yeah. The other crazy thing about it was you had really good luck. Like with your die rolls, everything was flowing for you nice and smoothly. Every roll that I did throughout the course of the game up until that last turn was the exact opposite of what I needed.
Right.
Because you have this little color wheel, and then you can move your dice along this wheel to force them to the color you needed. And my dice would always be on the opposite side of the color wheel to what I actually needed that turn on every roll.
Yeah.
So I was always spending my energy, my favor to move the dice around to get them. So I was just struggling, frustrated the entire game with everything that was going on. And then still, that last turn, my luck turned and end up winning.
So I think something that might just be a perspective part on this game is that I didn't plan out what I wanted to do until after I rolled my dice.
Right. Yeah.
So I didn't go in, this is what I want to do, this is the dice I need.
Sure.
So I rolled my dice, I saw what I had, well, what can I get accomplished this turn? And then I did that. So I never felt like I was getting screwed by my dice rolls because I was waiting for them to roll and then see. I did still have to spend, like, you're going to have to spend favorite tokens at some point, being like, oh yeah, these 2 dice allow me to get this far. Oh, I'll need to spend 1 to get this dice over to this color that I need.
That's interesting. Like the map was kind of segregated into these quadrants that were divided by land masses, so you had to like go up and go down a channel to get down to the end of it to grab the resources you need and then come back up that channel. So if I was going down the channel for some resources, I wanted to continue down and get the rest while I was there, rather than doubling back and then having to go down another channel the whole way. So that's why I was kind of needing specific colors.
Yeah, and the board, so it's variable setup. It's always going to look different. Things are going to be like a couple of the objectives were really close to each other, where you could literally stay on one space, pick up a shrine and drop off a shrine and not have to move. So you picked up a couple of the easy drop-off ones. Then that made me have to go further. But I think that's about the extent of the player interaction in this game.
Yeah,
is picking off the easy objectives first.
Yeah, there was only really one situation that arose on one of my turns where I thought you were gonna, because we both needed to kill a red monster, and we were both in the same area, and there was a red monster right there, and the other one was on the complete opposite side of the map. So I was like, I need to kill this thing this turn.
Yeah.
And so that was like the only time when I was worried about interaction. Other than that, it was just... there was one other time when I snuck around and took a cube that I thought you were going to pick up.
Right.
And, I mean, it didn't slow you down that much.
I think,
I'm sure you would have grabbed it if it was still there.
With more players, because the map size stays the same, I think there might be more interaction in more player games because, there's going to be a gradual difficulty in those different objectives. People are going to pick off the easy ones, and then they're just going to progressively get harder as time goes by. The thing that I actually really liked about the game, and I didn't expect to be in the game, was some sort of like an engine building mechanic. As you complete certain objectives, you're either going to get heroes for dropping off the shrines, and then they're going to give you special powers that might make some of your dice wild, so you can use them as anything, or you can get different bonuses. Same thing when you defeat monsters, you're going to get these equipment cards that give you special abilities that other people don't have. So you could either take some of the cards that are more like a one-time use to get a boost, or you could take the ones that give you progressive or bonuses that will continue for the rest of the game as well. So there's a little bit of give and take on taking the one time versus the long term, and building a strategy that'll work together.
Sure.
So that was a pleasant surprise for me in this game.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. I don't think there was enough variety in like the hero powers or the demigod powers to really have anything there, but the tools that you had access to, sure, there was quite a few.
Yeah, I think
quite a bit of variety there.
The couple of the heroes that, well, not heroes, the guys, because heroes is one subset, then demigods, then creatures, but one that turns one of that colored dice into a wild. That's pretty good. That gives you lots of options. And the other one that I took that I found very useful was if you use that colored die, you can move 3 additional spaces and stop off on any color tile. That was huge. Like, I was just zooming along the board at the end, which is what I needed to do.
Right. Do you think there's like strategy in this game? Like a lot of strategy? Or is it just kind of winging it?
I don't think there's a lot of strategy, like planning it long term or something like that. I think it's just a race. Seeing what's there, do I just go for the quick one-time bonus? Do I try and, maybe get something and keep trying to play to that strength or play to the strength of my starting tile? Yeah. I don't think it's like a very strategic game.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to play it more to kind of figure that out, but I wanted your take on it. I was just I was trying to strategize a little bit for like basically 2 turns in a row. I wanted to be doing something and have a general plan, but
whatever you did worked out.
I was frustrated the whole game. I didn't have too much fun. I was outraged when I won. I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world that I won that game.
Yeah, I mean it.
So I guess it comes down to if you're very much a strategic gamer, I don't think you're going to get too much enjoyment out of this from that, just because there's so much chaos.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the thing for me that kind of made it good, because I consider myself a strategic player, and I don't like chaos in games, is because it's you get something, but there's always ways to mitigate what you're getting. And sure, you might have to take a suboptimal move here and there, but it's all about trying to figure out how to optimally do something, because you can always use a dice to get those tokens that allow you to change dice into other colors. So the chaos is more just what you do with the chaos rather than you do something and then chaos happens. Right? Yeah. I think that's the distinction in this game for me, is the chaos happens and then you gotta try and maneuver that and get the best out of it, rather than you doing something and then something chaotic happening in return.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's how I would describe this game.
Cool.
All right. Well, for me, I enjoyed it. I'm actually excited to play this one with my wife. I'm excited to see what she thinks. Right. Since she was a bigger Feld fan than I was.
I would play it again 4-player.
Right.
Playing it 2-player. I would just want to play it to see what the 4-player count's like, and see if there's more going on in the game. But as it is right now with the 2-player, I didn't really enjoy it. I'm not jumping out of my pants to get it back to the table.
Right. All right. Well, that's the Oracle of Delphi. Delphi? I don't know how to say words.
Del something.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would really be appreciated.
You can also follow us on Twitter at MeepleLeaf, and in the description down below, you can go to Board Game Links. Give us some hearts so other people can find us.
All right. See you guys next time.
Take care.